You may have been doing this your whole life. But what if I told you that sweeping your house at night could be silently blocking your blessings? In many Muslim households, especially in South Asia, the Middle East, and parts of Africa, elders have warned, don't sweep after Maghrib, you'll sweep your rizq, sustenance, away. But is this just old folklore? Or is there something deeper, something Islamic, even spiritual behind it? Today, we'll uncover the truth, backed by Hadith, cultural wisdom, real-life stories, and guidance from the Quran itself. Have you ever heard your grandmother say this? What was her reason? Share your story in the comments. We might feature your comment in our next episode. In the quiet hours after Maghrib, many Muslim homes fall still, not just out of routine, but out of deep-rooted tradition and spiritual caution. You may have heard elders say it before. Whoever sweeps the house after Maghrib sweeps their rizq away. A proverb whispered across generations in countries like India, Pakistan, Egypt, Morocco, and beyond. But where does this belief come from? Is it superstition? Or does Islam offer some spiritual context? In Sahih Muslim, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned us about the unique spiritual vulnerability during certain times of the day, especially after sunset. He advised, when night falls, keep your children inside, for the devils spread out at that time. Sahih Muslim, Book 39, Hadith 99. It's not just about children. The transition from light to darkness is a spiritually sensitive window. During this time, homes are meant to turn inward to dhikr, prayer, reflection, not physical chaos and routine tasks. Sweeping at night, particularly after Maghrib in many cultures, is more than a cleaning act. It symbolizes disturbing the spiritual stillness of the home, or worse, sweeping away the very Barakah, blessing Allah has placed within. My mother used to say, after sunset, only hands should move in prayer, not brooms on the floor. While Islam does not explicitly prohibit sweeping at night, many scholars agree. Intention and timing matter. If sweeping is done with heedlessness during a time intended for spiritual grounding, it can reflect carelessness with one's rizq. These customs were not born from blind superstition. They were born from an instinct to protect the spiritual sanctity of the home. They serve as subtle reminders. Are we inviting light into our homes or sweeping it away? Do these sayings still hold weight today? What does your family believe about this? Share the traditional wisdom your community holds about house cleaning and spirituality. We're collecting your stories for a follow-up video. Time-specific spiritual impact. There's a reason why, in Islam, the time between Maghrib and Isha has always been treated with a unique kind of reverence. It's a time when the world begins to dim, but the spiritual realm begins to stir. The Prophet Muhammad didn't just teach us how to pray. He taught us when to move and when to stop, when to seek the world and when to protect ourselves from it. When the sun sets, keep your children inside, for the devils spread out at that time. Then after an hour of the night has passed, let them go. Sahih al-Bukhari 3280. If this warning applies to our children, so innocent and pure, what about our homes, our energy, and our intentions during this time? Many scholars agree that the transition between Maghrib and Isha is not a time for idle movement. It's a time for internal alignment, not external activity. If we are sweeping the home during this fragile window, especially mindlessly, without dhikr or awareness, what energy are we stirring up? Could we be, unknowingly, driving Barakah out of our homes? In Islam, even small actions, like entering the home with Bismillah, carry spiritual consequences. So imagine the impact of sweeping away dust and crumbs at a time when the unseen world is already in motion. The presence of jinn during twilight hours isn't just myth. It's a confirmed reality in Islamic belief. That's why the Prophet, peace be upon him, told us to close doors, cover vessels, and mention the name of Allah, especially during these hours. Sweeping at this time, without dhikr, could be seen as an act of heedlessness. And heedlessness in moments of spiritual sensitivity can bring more than physical dust. It can bring disturbance, anxiety, or even illness into the home. Islam calls us not to fear the night, but to respect it. Because some parts of the day belong to action, and others to remembrance. Did you know that certain times of the day are considered more spiritually charged in Islam? Have you ever experienced something strange in your home around Maghrib time? Or felt a shift in the atmosphere after sunset? Share your story in the comments. We're reading every single one. Real-time global stories. You might think this is just old superstition, something your grandmother says but science ignores. But what if recent real-world stories are showing us something deeper? A shift, not just in routine, but in spiritual consciousness. In March 2024, a TikTok video from Indonesia went viral, viewed over 4 million times. In it, a woman shares how her family, for over a year, had been struggling with debt, health issues, and declining business. Her grandmother, a devout woman, told her bluntly, "You clean too much at the wrong time. You sweep after Maghrib. You sweep your rizq into the street." Skeptical at first, the family decided to stop all cleaning activities after sunset. Within months, a loan was paid off. Her husband got a job offer. Her child's chronic illness began to improve. Coincidence or spiritual awakening? Across the continent, in Nairobi, Kenya, a respected imam at Jamia Mosque gave a khutbah in late 2023, urging families to honor the sacred hours of the night. He specifically mentioned avoiding unnecessary chores, including sweeping after Maghrib, and instead encouraged dhikr, reflection, and family bonding. What followed was remarkable. Within weeks, multiple families in the area reported more peace at home, improved sleep, and deeper spiritual connection. Some even saw breakthroughs in strained relationships. "I used to sweep every night. Now I stop. Instead, I make dua with my kids. Our income hasn't just improved. It feels like it's been blessed." Even modern science offers insight. According to researchers at the University of Toronto, 2022, late-night chores increase cortisol production, a hormone linked to stress, anxiety, and weakened immunity. Psychologists say overactivity in the home during nighttime disrupts the body's natural winding-down process, causing irritability, emotional imbalance, and even decision fatigue. So whether you believe in the jinn, or just in peace of mind, the message is the same. The way we behave after sunset matters more than we think. Across the globe, Muslims are rediscovering something our ancestors knew intuitively. Barakah doesn't thrive in chaos. It settles where calm and remembrance live. Coincidence or spiritual awakening? Have you heard of similar turnarounds in your family or community? Did your habits shift your rizq, your mood, or your health? Drop your story below. It could inspire someone to rethink their nightly routine. Quranic examples and parallels. In every movement, Islam teaches us intention matters. Whether you're sweeping the floor or sweeping your soul of its burdens, the weight is only as heavy as your awareness. This verse reminds us that Islam isn't a religion of fear, it's a religion of alignment. Allah doesn't punish us for dust in our homes, but He does remind us there is a time for everything, and the night was made for stillness, not for heedless movement. Prophet Yusuf, Ats, rising from darkness. Look at Prophet Yusuf, Aiz. His greatest trials happened in darkness, a well, a prison, a night of betrayal. But he rose not by resisting the dark, but by trusting Allah's timing. He was patient, still, obedient, and eventually he became a ruler, a beacon of provision. Qarun, the arrogance of ownership. Then there's the story of Qarun, the man so wealthy that even the keys to his treasure were a burden. In Surah Al-Qasas 28:76-82, Allah tells us that Qarun's downfall wasn't because of his wealth. It was because he forgot its source. He said, "This was given to me because of my knowledge." Symbolically, Qarun was always sweeping, constantly guarding and growing his wealth. But it was done in greed, not gratitude. And just as he gathered, Allah caused the earth to swallow him and his wealth. A dramatic reminder, blessings mismanaged are blessings removed. Surah Al-Jinn, the unseen watchers of night. Islam doesn't shy away from the unseen. In Surah Al-Jinn 72:6, Allah speaks of humans seeking protection in jinn, and in turn, jinn gaining control over them. The Quran is clear. The night is full of spiritual energy, and sometimes disturbance. Our scholars teach, the home must be protected, especially at night, with dhikr, with covering food and water, with locking doors in Allah's name. And yes, with refraining from habits that may stir what should remain still. The Quran doesn't give commands without context. Every story is a mirror. Are we reading the signs? Are we living by them? Or ignoring them in our daily routines? The Quran gives signs. Are we reading them in our homes? Which Quranic story has shaped how you run your household? Have you changed something because of it? Timing, habits, energy? Let us know in the comments. Your insight could guide someone tonight. Let's be clear. Sweeping your house at night is not haram. There's no authentic hadith that outright forbids it. So where do we draw the line between cultural wisdom and misguided fear? Islam is not a religion of superstition. It is a religion of niyyah, intention. If your purpose is to clean your home after a long day, and you say Bismillah, then there is no sin in that. However, if we begin to believe that sweeping at night on its own destroys wealth, without connecting it to our choices, our effort, and Allah's will, then we fall into a trap Islam warns us deeply against, shirk, or assigning powers to things other than Allah. The danger isn't in sweeping. It's in thinking a broom can control your rizq more than your prayers, your trust, or your tawakkul. Islam teaches us balance, spiritual awareness, not blind rituals. The wisdom around nightfall isn't about banning brooms. It's about inviting calm, clarity, and presence into your space. So yes, you can sweep. Just do it with mindfulness. Be present. Say Bismillah. Know your why. The night isn't cursed, it's just sacred. Belief without understanding is dangerous. What's one cultural belief you grew up with that turned out to be a misconception? Share it below. Let's help each other separate faith from fear. Expert opinions and Islamic scholars. Our scholars have always known what psychology is only now beginning to prove. That the rhythm of your home shapes the state of your soul. Mufti Menk once said, "Don't underestimate the effect of dhikr in the home. It brings light into spaces where stress and darkness try to dwell." Yasir Qadi echoes, "Cleanliness is half of faith, not just physical, but emotional and spiritual. How we maintain our homes affects how we maintain our hearts." Numan Ali Khan often emphasizes, if your home isn't peaceful, check not only your furniture, but your routines, your habits, and the atmosphere you're creating. All three point us back to the same principle. that Barakah doesn't happen by accident. It flows from intention, discipline, and remembrance. So before sweeping or cooking or even sitting, start with Bismillah. Guard your space not just from germs, but from heedlessness. That is the Islamic way of living, from dawn to dusk, from room to room. Our scholars have always known what psychology is proving now. Who's your favorite scholar when it comes to practical Islamic living? Tag or mention them in the comments, and let's build a chain of barakah right here. Before you sweep, check your heart. Are you cleaning the floor or trying to fix something only faith can fix? Try this instead. Set boundaries. After Maghrib, let your home shift from physical tasks to spiritual nourishment. Start a nightly family dhikr routine. Just 10 minutes, one tasbih, one prayer, one breath of barakah. Try this for 7 nights. No chores after Maghrib, just dua, peace, and presence. See what changes within you and around you. Try the 7-night challenge and update us in the comments. Did you feel a shift? We'd love to hear your story. This isn't about fear, it's about awareness. It's about taking something as small as a broom and remembering that barakah begins in the small things. Our homes are not just walls and roofs. They are sanctuaries, places of light, or places of silent chaos. So pause, reflect. Ask yourself, is your house a shelter for light or a trap for anxiety? The answer lies in your routines, not your rugs. Share this with someone you love. Someone who still sweeps at night without knowing what it may be doing to their heart, their peace, their rizq. They might thank you one day. Do you want more content that connects daily life to deep Islamic wisdom? Comment Barakah below, and we'll bring you more guidance that transforms your routines, inside and out.